Okay, and Carla does nothing again on down payment assistance, right?
No.
Did you receive the
There's something on there.
revised
It's
agenda?
on the agenda, but she
Yeah,
didn't
but
send
it's not
it.
nothing.
I got it off TV.
We tabled it like 3 times already.
Olga?
Do
Is
they
that
keep
different
putting it
than
on
what?
there, or do
Yeah, because we can probably need that. That's for their, you know, the housing project where you get so much money.
they get?
Good.
Okay.
That's fine.
No, no, that's fine. And then,
Tomorrow.
Yeah.
like everything else is getting.
Brian, thank you.
Or
What's the National Development
Well, the
Council?
one that,
What's
change order.
What's the National
yeah,
Development
it's
Council?
on that one. It's not on
Carla
there.
sent me that.
Oh, it's not?
Hello.
No.
Hi, Carla.
Hi, Carla.
Good, and you?
Yeah,
You
the
didn't have one?
Growing.
the big one?
See,
Yeah.
your hair is growing.
Yeah, that was a separate one. This, you're looking at that smaller one, electrical, at the beginning.
I haven't been able to, so I can
Yeah.
help you.
No, it looks good. I know mine's all, I have a fight with it every morning.
Yeah.
Gotta pull it.
Soon as
Knots
I,
all over.
soon as I can, I'm going to get some color out of it.
It's good like that as well.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not on there. Yeah, well, that was that big one for Keith. You took it off. And you got soft. You look at it. You must be looking at the other one.
I didn't, I saw it pop up, but I was in other meeting.
She called and gave her the email.
Oh, she needs people to do that? 'Cause
No, that you were appointed, that we were appointed to.
Oh, okay. I'll do it. I usually volunteer to do it, but,
Yeah.
okay.
It'll spell it out what it is.
Okay, that's next Tuesday.
Yes.
Do I have to read out every single price?
All right, thank you.
Just, pick up the 2020 rate schedule. That's all,
Perfect.
you know.
I'll just say the
Oh, Carla.
individual's names.
How you doing, Val? I got a question. Olga, you got my email from, okay, so there's that, NDC contract with the resolution with it. Do you have questions on it before we start? I know we're about to start.
Yeah. Well, if you could say a few words on it, because it's, all I saw is that 12,000 and 2 installments of 6,000, and then do, I could read the beginning there, that, the warrants, I don't know if you want to throw anything in.
Okay, I can address it a little bit.
And the down payment assistance, we're still going to table that again?
Yeah, 'cause,
Okay.
and I apologize, I haven't been able to, I've got to get the relevant attorneys to look at what I have, to make sure it's all okay, and I didn't do that part. So I apologize for that. But 2 weeks, or whatever, the second Wednesday is.
So, just put on the next meeting then? Put on the next meeting?
Yeah, please do. And I apologize for kicking the ball down the road.
Did you see, on the liens that, Joe filed that, was that there, did I send it to you? I thought I sent you the
That
resolution.
rings a bell, too.
The resolution, for, let's just shut off water versus placing, on the sewer side.
So, what are you-
Remember we talked about it last time? So
Yeah.
He filed that with his, just to try to satisfy,
Requirement that you-
state board. So hopefully, I'm trying to decide.
Good, but I know there's more for
Yeah,
it.
bunch of them.
I got 4.
There's more for it in the watershed.
But it is a lot of prices though.
We're just sending them all this.
Yeah, I'm kind of, you're not the dilly dally there, well, we got a bunch of
You don't
stuff.
want to shut off, shut off. We're just sending them a reminder, just a reminder that, that's what we're doing. We're not doing anything, we don't want to shut anybody off unless they ask for it.
All of
So
this,
registry repairs.
I'm just taking.
Okay, everybody ready?
Yes.
We're all good? Good to go? Okay, good afternoon. I'd like to call to order the regular meeting of the Board of Public Works for May 27, 2020. Roll call,
Doug Gomez,
present.
William Allen,
Present.
Wina Guzman.
Present.
Okay, we have no minutes and no correspondence for today's meeting. We're going to move on to new business. First item on our agenda is NWI Properties Preservation, change order number 1 for Betsy Owens Center from Public Works. We have from the Director of Public Works, Hugh Salvi, is Northwest Property Preservation, change order 1, Betsy Owens gutter replacement was not included in the NWI Properties original scope of work. This would bring the additional cost of $3,374. Are there any questions or comments on change order number 1 for the Betsy Owens project?
No.
No.
There being no further questions or comments, I entertain a motion to approve change order number 1 from NWI Property Preservations in the amount of $3,374.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call?
Val Gomez,
Yes?
William Allen,
Yes.
Rena Guzman.
Yes.
Okay. Then next we have Block Stadium Improvements, Phase 4. Notice to proceed. First one, notice to proceed to Midwestern Electric. Project of, this is for improvement of Block Stadium, Phase 4. Any comments on the notice to proceed for Midwestern Electric?
No.
No.
Being no further question or comments, I entertain a motion to approve the notice to proceed to Midwestern for improvements of Block Stadium Phase 4 from bid package number 5 electrical.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call?
Val Gomez,
Yes?
William Allen,
Yes.
Rena Guzman.
Yes.
And next we have the notice to proceed to R&D Construction for improvements of Block Stadium Phase 4 revised, bid package number 2 for concrete flat work. Any questions or comments on this notice to proceed?
No.
No.
If you have further questions or comments, entertain a motion to approve the notice to proceed for R&D Construction to the improvements of Block Stadium Phase 4 concrete flat work.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call?
Val Gomez,
Yes?
William Allen,
Yes.
Rena Guzman.
Yes.
And next we have notice to proceed to Garrett Construction for project description, improvements of Block Stadium Phase 4 revised, bid package number 1, concrete excavation and utilities, bid package number 3, painting, bid package number 4, metalworks and steel, bid package number 6, fencing, bid package number 7, asphalt paving. This is for Block Stadium also. Any questions or comments on Garrett's notice to proceed?
No.
No.
There being no further question or comment, entertain a motion to approve the notice to proceed to Garrett's Construction for their improvements to Block Stadium Phase 4 for the aforementioned items.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call?
Val Gomez,
Yes.
William Allen,
Yes.
Rena Guzman.
Yes.
Okay, next we have proposal from ARMIL, CFS. This is for Animal Control Crematorium. This is their 2020 time and material rates. Are there any questions or comments on this item?
No.
No.
There being no further question or comment, entertain a motion to approve. ARMIL, how do you pronounce that? ARMIL CFS time and material rates for 2020.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call?
Val Gomez,
Yes?
William Allen,
Yes.
Rena Guzman.
Yes.
Next we have from New Creations Construction. This is for handyman services. And this is, according to Mr. Selby, approval for rate table for handyman services for 2020. The rate is $45 per hour. That's basically all they have here. Any questions or comments for New Creations Handyman Services?
No.
There be no further questions or comments, or entertain a motion to approve New Creations Construction's Handyman Services rate schedule for 2020.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call?
Val Gomez,
Yes?
William Allen,
Yes.
Rena Guzman.
Yes.
And next we have apparatus beige recommendation and contract for the fire department.
Good evening, John Blosky here with Miracle Engineering. So we have a letter of recommendation here. 3 contractors We're invited for quotations on the asbestos removal at Central Station apparatus phase, and I'm recommending the lowest quote we received, which is to Safe Environmental Corporation in Highland, in the amount of $48,450.
Okay.
I've included a quote tabulation form on there and a copy of their proposal.
Are there any comments on the recommendation or the agreement?
No.
There being no further questions or comments, I entertain a motion to approve the recommendation for Safe Environment Corporation from the Fire Department and from Miracle Engineering in the amount of $48,450. So the motion will be to approve the recommendation and the accompanying agreement.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call?
Val Gomez,
Yes?
William Allen,
Yes.
Rena Guzman.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good evening.
You as well.
And next we have from the Fire Department, we have the John B. Roberts proposal contract. We have from the Fire Chief, Training Consultant John Roberts contract for 2020, similar to the contracts he has held with us since 2017. The scope of services remains the same. For 2020, his hourly rate increased from $30 to $35, and his overall not to exceed amount decreased from $50,000 to $10,000. This contract is set to begin June 1st, 2020, with the training of our new recruits in hazmat awareness and operations. Are there any questions or comments on his comments or Chief Cerna's comments on this contract?
No.
No.
There being no further questions or comments, I entertain a motion to approve professional service contract with the Fire Department with Mr. John Roberts.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call?
Val Gomez,
Yes?
William Allen,
Yes.
Rena Guzman.
Yes.
Okay, next we have notice to proceed. First one is from J&M Industrial Services for demolition of 4931 Berry. Any questions or comments on this demolition?
No.
No.
There being no further questions or comments, I entertain a motion to approve the notice to proceed for J&M Industrial Services for demolition of 4931 Berry.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call?
Val Gomez,
Yes?
William Allen,
Yes.
Rena Guzman.
Yes.
Okay, next we have notice to proceed with J&M Industrial Services for demolition of 5010 Alcott. Any questions or comments on this demolition?
No.
No.
If you no further questions or comments, entertain a motion to approve notice to proceed for J&M Industrial Services for 5010 Alcott demolition.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call?
Val Gomez,
Yes?
William Allen,
Yes.
Rena Guzman.
Yes.
And next we have the notice to proceed also with J&M Industrial Services for 4931 Berry. Any questions or comments on this demolition?
No.
No.
There be no further questions or comments, entertain a motion to approve the notice to proceed for J&M Industrial for the demolition of 4931 Berry.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call?
Val Gomez,
Yes?
William Allen,
Yes.
Rena Guzman.
Yes.
Okay, next we have Resolution 2020-15, resolution of Chicago Board of Public Works authorizing the modification to the city contract for legal services for Tolbert and Tolbert. The board previously authorized and approved its contract with Tolbert and Tolbert for the calendar year 2020, establishing a cap for fees in the amount of $60,000. Therefore, the board now desires to extend the cap contained in the contract by amount not to exceed the sum of $60,000. Therefore, be it resolved by the Chicago Board of Public Works that Tolbert and Tolbert contract be modified so as to allow payment for these services of an additional $60,000 subject to submission of of itemized statements approved by the city controller and common council.
Did you want me to comment on that? You have a question?
If you wish to.
Okay. We've had a lot of litigation, unfortunately, and they handle a good amount of, like, the vast majority of our litigation. They do a good job with it, but, we can't control who sues us and how frequently we get sued. They're pretty efficient. They do submit very detailed billing. So, unfortunately, we have to raise the cap because we have a lot of suits that are still pending. So that's basically it in a nutshell. They do a good job, but it's not cheap to fight some of these, especially when we've got federal court things happen. So, and they've been working for the city for a number of years, not quite enough, like 6 to 7 years, I believe it is. And they've been pretty reliable. They've got a whole lot of things dismissed, so we have a good result from them. But again, it's not cheap to get to that. So,
Thank you.
thank you.
Any questions or comments on this proposed resolution?
No.
There being no further questions or comments, entertain a motion to approve resolution 2020-15, a resolution authorizing the modification of the city's contract with Tolbert and Tolbert for extension of additional $60,000, not to exceed $60,000.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call?
Del Gomez,
Yes?
William Allen,
Yes.
Rita Guzman.
Yes.
Now we come to City of Chicago Board of Public Works, Resolution 2020-16. A resolution of the Chicago Board of Public Works establishing terms and conditions for the transfer of certain properties owned by the City of East Chicago Board of Public Works to the East Chicago Department of Redevelopment, which properties are commonly known as 3902 Hemlock, 4602 through 46 Berrien Avenue, 505 West 143rd Street, 509 West 143rd Street, 513 West 143rd Street, 517 West 143rd Street, 3520 Pennsylvania Avenue. Whereas the City of Chicago acting through the Board of Public Works desiring to convey and transfer the subject property to the Department of Redevelopment without monetary consideration. Therefore, be it resolved by the Board of Public Works of East Chicago that the City of Chicago shall convey and transfer without consideration the above described real estate, but particularly described and attached quitclaim deeds to the East Chicago Department of Redevelopment. Be it further resolved that the Board President be and is hereby authorized to execute deeds substantially conforming to the documents attached, conveying such property to the Department of Redevelopment, along with appropriate sales disclosure forms. Any questions or comments?
No.
If I may, the documents, we added one today, the 3520 Pennsylvania, at James Ford Latine's request, and there was one correction made where we had a slight error, caught fortunately by Weena, and we corrected the deed on that. It got it to Ms. Cosme.
Oh, thank you, you got it. Okay. Okay, well, thank you, Mr. Marshall. Any other comments or questions?
No.
There be no further questions or comments, or entertain a motion to approve City of Chicago Board of Public Works Resolution Number 2000-16, transferring property from the City of Chicago to redevelopment.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call?
Del Gomez,
Yes?
William Allen,
Yes.
Rita Guzman.
Yes.
Okay, next we come to the City of East Chicago Board of Public Works Resolution 2020-17, a resolution of Chicago Board of Public Works regarding an agreement between the National Development Council and the City of East Chicago. Mrs. Marvin,
Yeah, I can speak to that a bit. The National Development Council is the oldest nonprofit who helps. Their clients are all municipalities. They help with financial consulting, community development, housing development projects. And so the reason why we're engaging them is Project Phoenix, which is the name we've given to the housing developments. We want to put new single-family scattered site housing in Calumet. And so we're engaging them to help with the financial piece of that and some of the community development parts of it. Again, we have some grant money from the state, from the IUCDA, and the city's putting some money toward construction. There's gonna be a revolving loan fund program in order to help people purchase new houses that we're gonna build in Calumet. So the services of this company is just part of that picture to help us make sure we do this program right. And so that's generally it in a nutshell. There, as we discussed earlier, their services cost a total of $12,000 divided into two $6,000 installments. They have a good track record. We think that they'll help the program be run efficiently and properly. So that's kind of it in a nutshell. I don't know if you have further questions. We were hoping to be able to break ground around now on the project in Calumet, but again, we needed to push that zone, well, have the zoning be approved for the development in the old West Calumet, and that was just approved last night by the council. And get some other pieces in place as far as the exact cost of development for each unit with the builder and work with ICDA. So again, we hope to break ground soon, but this is just a piece of that program. So I don't know if you all had other questions about.
So we're going to build the homes first?
Yeah, we're gonna build homes, sell them, put the proceeds into a revolving loan fund, so there's gonna be a number of phases there. The city owns over 100 different sites in Calumet that we can build on. Some of these, why I say sites and not lots, because some of the lots were narrow, but if we put two lots together, then we can build on them under the current zoning. So yeah, we're gonna be the builder. We're putting the pieces of the program in place.
Mhm.
James Porter's team has been, James and Frank Rivera have been instrumental in putting it together. So it'll be soon that we break ground. If you like, we can have one of them come and give you more details of the program. It's up to you if you want that, but it's gonna be a real positive thing where you're gonna have nice new houses built in zones 2 and 3, which is.
Would that be something that when they come to the plan commission?
Yes, it will.
I'm thinking they're probably going to give a presentation at the plan commission.
They're prefab homes, but of a pretty good quality. One of the issues is the taking of 3 lots. It seems that generally they're looking towards 75 feet rather than 60 feet. And that's a kind of issue of whether and how we should encourage them to do it within 2 lots, which would be 50 feet, or whether they're going to require a 3rd lot and be 75 feet. And that's a kind of a policy issue. It looks like the models that James and Frank have worked on are going to require 3 lots. You transferred a number of lots from the city to redevelopment, either the last or the prior meeting to that, and that was all done with a view to redevelopment is to be the city's tool for constructing this housing.
So it'll probably be taken up at their board too then.
Oh, yeah.
Clearly.
Okay. Any further questions or comments?
No.
There being no further questions or comments, I entertain a motion to approve City of Chicago Board of Public Works Resolution number 2020-17 and the accompanying agreement between the City of Chicago and the National Development Council.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call?
Bill Gomez,
Yes?
William Allen,
Yes.
Nina Guzman.
Yes.
Okay, next on our agenda, we had that down payment assistance program, but we're going to table that and put it on next meeting's agenda. Next meeting. That brings us to outstanding invoices. First is from Schindler Elevator. This is from the Controller's Office. This is the late invoice dated January 1st, 2020, in the amount of $1,025.43. The explanation from my office that the invoice wasn't received. So one of my staff requested the invoice, and she emailed the invoice to us on 5/14/2020. So now that's waiting for us today. Any questions or comments on this late invoice?
No.
No.
There be no further questions or comments, or entertain a motion to approve Schindler's Elevator Corporation's late invoice in the amount of $1,025.43.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call?
Del Gomez,
Yes.
William Allen,
Yes.
Lena Guzman.
Yes.
Next, we have late invoices from Midwestern Electric. There are 4 invoices, all dated 10/31/2019, total amount of $1,222.20. This is from engineering.
The engineering department received these invoices late. However, the services have been rendered and the invoices should be processed.
Any questions or comments on this late invoice?
No.
No further questions or comments, entertain a motion to approve late invoices from Midwestern Electric in the amount of $1,222.20.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call?
Del Gomez,
Yes.
William Allen,
Yes.
Lena Guzman.
Yes.
And next we have the 3701 Main Street through 2201 Broadway, the notice to award contract and notice to proceed with new creations. This is from engineering.
Yes, this is to repair the parapet wall and coping for basically the PNT building that we've acquired in the amount of $48,660.
Okay. Are there any additional questions or comments?
No.
There being no further questions or comments, we entertain a motion to approve the notice to award and the notice to proceed with new creations for the 3701 Main through 2201 Broadway.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call?
Del Gomez,
Yes?
William Allen,
Yes.
Lena Guzman.
Yes.
Okay. Next, we have proposal from R&D Construction for new sod at City Hall.
I'm sorry.
This is a project in the amount of $10,062.50.
This is for all the areas that was disturbed by the construction work for renovating the City Hall parking lot. As you come down Johnson, around the parking lot, and the area in between the courtyard area of City Hall and the mayor's office.
Any additional questions or comments?
No.
No further questions or comments, or entertain a motion to approve R&D Construction's proposal for new sod at various locations at City Hall.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call?
Del Gomez,
Yes?
William Allen,
Yes.
Lena Guzman.
Yes.
Okay, next we have from R&D Construction, color concrete slab at City Hall. This is for $11,791.
This is to add color concrete stamped slabs in some of the bump out areas for the City Hall parking lot.
Any additional questions or comments?
No.
There being no further questions or comments, I entertain a motion to approve R&D Construction's proposal for a color concrete slab at City Hall in the amount of $11,791.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call?
Del Gomez,
Yes?
William Allen,
Yes.
Lena Guzman.
Yes.
And next we have from Hasty Construction, proposal change order 12 for the Guthrie Street project.
This is the cost to add some temporary lighting on Guthrie from Main Street to Alder in the amount of $9,053. Hassie Construction is the general contractor for the Guthrie reconstruction job, and Midwestern is acting as their sub. And this is to put up lighting from Main Street to Alder for security purposes.
Any further questions or comments on change order number 12?
No.
There being no further questions or comments, I entertain a motion to approve change order number 12 for the Guthrie Street reconstruction project in the amount of $9,053.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call?
Del Gomez,
Yes?
William Allen,
Yes.
Lena Guzman.
Yes.
Okay, next we have Contract change order number 1 for the fire station from R&D Construction. This is for new pavement. It's also from engineering.
Yes, this is a credit change order in the amount of negative $6,366.78. Less intermediate and base was needed for this portion of the parking lot job for the fire department.
Any further questions or comments?
None.
No further questions or comments, so I do motion to approve change order number 1 for the fire station. New pavement in the credit of $6,366.78.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call?
Pat Gómez,
Yes.
William Allen,
Yes.
Rena Guzman.
Yes.
Next we have also R&D Construction, change order number 1 for fire station number 1, milling pavement project.
Yes.
An increase of $13,543.42.
Yes, increase of $13,543.42 for additional asphalt that was needed in the front portion of the parking lot job.
Any further questions or comments?
No.
No further questions or comments, entertain a motion to approve R&D's proposal in change order number 1 for the fire station milling pavement project, the amount of $13,543.42.
So moved.
Roll call?
Pat Gómez,
Yes?
William Allen,
Yes.
Rena Guzman.
Yes.
Okay, next we have Walsh and Kelly change order number 1 for City Hall parking lot, an increase of $29,462.61.
Yes, this is for additional asphalt material as well as a couple of valve adjustments for gas and water.
Any questions or comments?
No.
There be no further questions or comments, so entertain a motion to approve change order number 1 from Walsh and Kelly for a City Hall parking lot in the amount of $29,462.61.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call?
Pat Gómez,
Yes?
William Allen,
Yes.
Rena Guzman.
Yes.
Next comes proposal from this use sewer, for the revised proposal for installing cured in place pipe. This is also from engineering, the amount of $39,020.
Yeah, the Business Sewer has been relining our underground infrastructure since 2016, while we had to undergo the reconstruction of Walsh Avenue. We came across an additional pipe that needs to be relined, again, as a cause of the Walsh Avenue reconstruction project.
Any further questions or comments?
Yes, just to note that this is dated 10/22/2019. Maybe get an updated one,
Yeah, we can get the date
Proposal.
changed. They won't start until probably a month from now.
So they're still honoring the price?
Yeah, they're still on the price.
Okay, so you'll get a revised one with the new date?
Yeah, I'll just get a date.
Okay. Any other questions or comments?
No.
There being no further questions or comments, entertain a motion to approve this use sewer's proposal in the amount of $39,020.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call?
Pat Gómez,
Yes?
William Allen,
Yes.
Rena Guzman.
Yes.
Okay, next we have from SCH agreement for design and environmental for Dickey and 129th. This is also from engineering.
Yes, this is for environmental and design services for the intersection of 129th and Dickey Road intersection improvement project. The environmental work itself costs $85,900, and then the actual design for the concepts is $272,900, bringing it to a combined price of $358,800.
Are there any further questions or comments on these items?
No.
Any further questions or comments, entertain a motion to approve supplemental letter agreements with SCH and the City of Chicago for the Dickey, is that the Dickey Road project?
Yeah, 129th and Dickey Road intersection improvement project.
Okay. For the Dickey 129th Street project then.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call?
Val Gomez,
Yes.
William Allen,
Yes.
Selena Guzman.
Yes.
Next we have from Permaseal basketball court and fire station number 1 is a basketball and exercise court, the amount of $49,500.
Yes, Permasil has put in majority, if not all, the basketball courts for the parks. These will be completely identical to the one that will be installed for the fire station off of Indianapolis Boulevard. That this is being coupled with the parking lot improvement project.
Okay, so
It'll be a full-size court with 2 basketball rims.
okay, so for the record, Permaseal has done every other court in our city.
Yeah.
Okay. Any other questions or comments?
Just to note, this one too is dated September 17, 2019. Maybe we can get a updated proposal.
Just to honoring the price?
Mm-hmm.
Good eye, Lena. Up again. Okay. Next, we have agreement between owner and engineer. This is an agreement between City of Chicago and owner Butler, Fairman, and Super. And this is for Geographic Information System, GIS implementation services.
Yes.
The amount of $199,750.
Yeah, so what BFS will do, they'll come in and they'll update our data for our sewer and water, as well as paver and NVH statuses for our roads and streets throughout East Chicago. And they're actually going to also train us with the software as they're updating it, so that we can update it as well real time.
Okay. Any other questions or comments?
If I may, Mr. Allen, I was just wondering, in doing that, if you've had contact with the building department and/or redevelopment department, and that the city needs the GIS services for the other, and planning department obviously as well. Is this firm one that we can possibly expand to address some of these other services?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, we just wanted to focus on the underground infrastructure
I
at the
understand.
moment, but they do have capabilities to expand to meet the needs of those departments that you mentioned.
One other thing, had you gone over this with Kevin Klosik?
Yeah, he's actually the one that started us off. It'll still be under the umbrella of the engineering department, but he kind of did the footwork for us.
As you're aware, he spent years in the planning department at one time and worked on GIS for the planning department.
Yep.
Kevin?
Kevin,
Oh, I wasn't aware of that.
he was doing that in the late 90s, before he became the IT czar.
So other departments could possibly tie in once they get involved.
Redevelopment, planning, and building.
Yeah.
Okay.
My understanding is Kevin is supposed to be like the central point moving forward, and the other departments will get their GIS information through him, and we'll make sure that, is Ezra, or what's the software?
Esri, our.
Esri,
Mhm.
that you have a license and it's useful for the different departments. So again, I'm not an expert in GIS, but I did have a conversation back a few months ago, we all were working on it.
Yeah.
with Kevin, so.
Yeah, it'll basically be Kevin and the, IT department and engineering working hand in hand. Well, trying to update.
It'd be good to have a point person in each of those other 3 departments so that we at least aware of what's there and what's being provided and what can be provided.
My understanding is Kevin and.
It'll be Kevin in the beginning, and then he'll transition to engineering. Yeah.
Terry is undergoing training for some of that to be done.
Okay, any other comments, questions?
No.
There being no further questions or comments, or entertain a motion to approve the agreement between City of Chicago and Butler, Berman, and Seifert for their GIS implementation service in the amount of $199,750.
So move.
Okay.
Roll call?
Val Gomez,
Yes?
William Allen,
Yes.
Rena Guzman.
Yes.
Okay, next we come to Comcade proposal for handicap manager proposal.
Yes. So Comcade will provide the engineering department with a program that will help us better manage our handicap inventory. We would like to go with the option with the total cost, or the startup cost will be $9,550, which will give us an automated service that will give us a list of upcoming handicap signs that will be expiring. And then every year, we will have an annual fee of $4,945.
So we're going with the 3-year agreement or
Yes.
3-year agreement? So it's $9,550 to start and then additional.
$4,945 every year.
Okay. Any questions or comments on the Comcade proposal for our handicap management, I guess?
No.
There being no further question or comments, I entertain a motion to approve Comcade's proposal for handicap management.
So move.
Second.
Roll call?
Val Gomez,
Yes?
William Allen,
Yes.
Rena Guzman.
Yes.
Okay, next we come to concrete and asphalt unit prices from various firms for engineering.
We've got unit rates from Calumet Waste and Recycling, Pintos R&D Construction, and Permasil for asphalt and concrete.
So these would be used for smaller projects.
This is used for small projects throughout the city where we can open up blanket POs so that we can quickly and efficiently get repairs done.
Okay, and these prices are good for 1 year, I imagine,
Yes.
2020?
For 2020,
They go from June to June or May to May? Or?
they will go until the end of this year, because once the asphalt
Oh, the
plants
weather? Okay.
close, then we'll have to get new prices once they start up again.
Okay. Any further questions or comments on the concrete and asphalt unit prices for 2020? There being no further questions or comments, I entertain a motion to approve the concrete asphalt unit prices accepted by engineering department from the 4 firms.
So move.
Second.
Roll call?
Val Gomez,
Yes?
William Allen,
Yes.
Rena Guzman.
Okay, next we have from Commonwealth Engineering, Columbus Drive Utility Relocation Project.
This is for design services for the intersection of Columbus Drive, Railroad, and McShane Drive. This is to prepare us for utilities that need to be relocated in preparation for NDOT coming through because they have a intersection improvement project. They'll be resizing the lanes as well as adding concrete and replacing the asphalt in that intersection. That will be a 2021 project, so our relocation of our utilities has to take place this year.
Okay. And this is, so Commonwealth will be doing the design.
They'll be doing a design. This also includes them actually going out in the field and taking assessments, levels to accurately identify the depths and locations of our utilities, whether it be storm, sewer, and water.
Okay, this will be for 47,100, I believe.
Yes.
Are there any further questions or comments?
No.
There being no further questions or comments, I entertain a motion to approve Commonwealth Engineering proposal for design of the City of Chicago Columbus Drive Utility Relocation proposal in the amount of $47,100.
So,
Second.
Roll call?
Del Gomez,
Yes?
William Allen,
Yes.
Rena Guzman.
Yes.
Okay, this brings us to right-of-way applications. We have Board of Public Works permit applications, number 20-03549 to 20-03583. Are there any questions or comments on these work permit applications?
No.
There being no further questions or comments, I entertain a motion to approve Board of Public Works permit application 20-03549 through 20-03583.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call?
Del Gomez,
Yes?
William Allen,
Yes.
Rena Guzman.
Yes.
That concludes our new business. We have no other business. Our next regular meeting will be June 10th, 2020 at 4:30 PM. That concludes our business. I entertain a motion for adjournment.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call?
Del Gomez,
Yes?
William Allen,
Yes.
Rena Guzman.
Okay.
The Ames Annual Municipal Law Seminar,
There it
you
is.
saw that that's online?
Yeah.
this year. So when Dina gets back, tomorrow,
Yeah.
I'll find out if our membership is current.
I think our membership is, whether we